Hey girls, look at y'all all jumping on. My post must have been approved by corporate. Happy Thursday. Are y'all as excited that it's the end of the week as I am? I'm going to give just a few minutes because there's a ton of people jumping on, and then we'll get started. Hey girls, hey Tara. Hey Nicole. Hey Malin. I obviously can't say hey to everyone. There are 153 of you on right now. That's so exciting. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is probably the most people I have ever had watch a live video, so this is a lot of pressure. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started because it is a few minutes after 6 and I know everyone's time is precious. So first of all, I want to thank you so much for jumping on this call. I really feel like you guys have taken the first step into building a successful business by staying informed and jumping on these Peeps Live at 5s. This is where the information comes. This is where the magic will happen. You guys hopefully will get some good information from me, and I know you did from Kelly last week, and you'll continue to get information as we go on. So I'm going to introduce myself. A lot of you may know my name. Some of you may not. I'm Shana Haas. I'm from Coleman, Alabama, just a small town in North Alabama. And I joined Plunder back in September of 2015. So I've been, around for a bit. I'm a 3-star Peep. And I've been building my team for several years, well, a year and some now. And I have a few tips that I want to share with you guys so that hopefully it can give you some ideas and some different ways to approach and give you a little bit of, encouragement, because building a team is not always easy. And so I want to give you a few tools that you can use to build your team. And I'm going to do my very, very best, Hillary, to stay within 15 minutes. I have a lot of information, but I get on my live videos and my team will tell you sometimes I get a little carried away. So we're going to get into this. Now, my title that I've got is called Sponsoring, Retaining, and Engaging Your Team. And the reason I use the word sponsoring is because to me, if you say recruiting, you think about, I'm in the healthcare field, so you think about recruiting, you think about getting a doctor and getting him to the place. And you know what happens? You just leave them there and then they have to figure it out. Well, sponsoring to me is a better term because you need to get them there and then you need to sponsor them. You need to build them up to become a leader just like yourself. So that's why I use the word sponsoring. So I'm going to give you a few tips of how to sponsor, and then we're going to go into a little bit about retaining and engaging your team. So let's dive in because I've already wasted a few minutes. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you're working your personal business. You got to get out and meet people. Facebook is not enough for you to build your contacts. You're going to have some contacts on your Facebook page and on your team pages and your business pages. But, you've got to get out and meet people, and you've got to meet new people. You've got to rep your business, and you've got to brand yourself. Branding is so important. You want to set yourself apart from everyone else that's selling Plunder. And really any direct sales company, you want to set yourself apart from everyone else. And that's not only important in recruiting, it's also important in selling as well. You want to try to sell your product and your company to pretty much everyone you meet. You wear this necklace into the grocery store, into home goods, to work, to school. You're wearing this, you need to be confident. If someone compliments you, you need to make sure you're sharing it with them. Not only the jewelry, but also the business. And you need to make sure you're having parties. you know, if you're going to sponsor, you need to set a good example for your teammates. You need to set a good example from everyone that you have signed up under you. You need to be doing parties, hosting parties, and help them host parties. It's, you know, you can't just sign up a new recruit and then expect them to know exactly how to host their own party. So a lot of you that are on my team know that I'll do your first launch party with you if you're within distance that I can come and do your launch party. And that just gives your girl, your new girl, a little bit of confidence because they have somebody there that knows what they're doing, and it lets them observe you. And you know, we learn best by watching other people do what they do. You need to make sure you're talking about the opportunity. The fact is if you don't share the Plunder opportunity, people don't know about it. You know, there's plenty of stylists that I know who have tons and tons of parties. They get lots of volume, but then somebody that they've been selling to for a year ends up signing to sell Plunder, and they don't sign under them. And you know why that is because that stylist may not have ever shared that opportunity with her customer. So make sure you're constantly sharing the opportunity, and you always share your joy. Share when you reach your goals, and share how excited you are when you get Happy Mail and you get rewarded. That's why you see a lot of us posting on our personal Facebook page that we got a reward for doing what we love, because you know that happiness is what makes people want what you have. I mean, that's just common sense. So make sure that you are sharing your joy because we know that you have it, so let it out. And don't be scared. You know, make your goals greater than your fear. You know, practice your 30-second commercial in your head. And I get that right there from Kelly Kirby in Kentucky. She and I've been leading a team training between the two teams of ours. And, you know, she said, always come up with just a 30-second infomercial about yourself and your business in your head. So that way, if somebody does compliment you when you're wearing your jewelry, you automatically know what you're going to say. You're not just going to go, oh, thanks, and then just move on. You're going to say, oh, thanks. Have you ever heard of Plunder? Well, let me tell you about it. So you share that and be ready to share it. Don't be scared. You need to make sure you're confident about the Plunder business. And you're confident about the product. Your enthusiasm and your passion about the product and what you do, that really attracts everyone. You've got to stand behind Plunder 100%. That's so important. And you want to make sure you're sharing your excitement over all of Hillary's sneak peeks that she gives us, because Hillary can't contain herself. She's got to show us something new, and we love it, and we get excited. So you want to make sure you are showing that enthusiasm and passion to everyone that you meet. And, you know, show your enthusiasm about these bundle deals. Man, we get excited when there's a sale. We get excited when somebody on our team hits one of those perk levels. We get excited when we get our paycheck. So share that excitement when everyone you're telling about the opportunity. And you should never, never, never be negative. Negativity is not attractive. We know that. You should always be positive. You want to attract people with your personality, and you want to attract them with your positiveness. You just got to be yourself and be genuine. That's the real deal. I mean, because, you know, Hillary's always real with us, and so our job is to be real to everyone that we're sharing the opportunity with. We don't want to put any fake facade on and give them unrealistic expectations. We want to be true, we want to be truthful, and we want to tell them exactly what to expect. And a lot of times that right there is what people want. They want to know, you know, how are you doing your business? How much time do you spend doing your business? And how successful are you? So you want to be truthful about that. A big thing is don't look desperate. Girls, I know we get excited when somebody mentions that they might want to join our team, but don't overdo it. Don't message them constantly. Don't message them 5 times and then they get upset because they haven't messaged you back. You've got to think that they are busy. They're busy people, and when they are ready to take that leap into joining your team, they're going to do it, okay? They're really going to jump in. You've got to follow up, but you can't be a stalker. We cannot stalk people. That turns people off too. You just want to plant those seeds, be patient, and be confident and cool, and make sure you're looking for people who want it as much as you do, okay? You got to build a quality team. It's not quantity, it's quality. Okay, I'm on my second page and then we'll be done. Okay, I think I'm doing good on time. The other important thing is build relationships. You have to make this opportunity about them. This is not about you. This is about them. You've got to speak to your strangers. You know, you've got to talk to people that you normally wouldn't talk to. You got to ask open-ended questions. You got to exchange information, and you do follow up, but you can't be pushy because you don't want to be a stalker, right? But your main deal is you want to cultivate a meaningful relationship with this person that you're trying to get to join you. You've got to be authentic, and you got to have a servant's heart. This business is really not for the weak, okay? And I say that because as a leader, we hear all the goods and all the bads. If we have a teammate struggling, we hear that. And we have to find a way to choose happy and be happy and to help them get happy. We also have to, you know, if we have a bad situation ever come up, we've got to learn how to deal with that. And we've got to learn how to, like for lack of a better term, I don't know, we've just got to learn how to turn anything negative into a positive, if that makes sense, because it's so important, like I said earlier, to be positive. You want to offer this business to people to help them. Again, it's not about you, it's about them. You've got to ask questions like, what interests you about Plunder? What are you passionate about? What could you use this extra money for? And are you coachable? Girls, you got to find somebody that you can coach. You can't get someone who's just going to be there and sit like a bump on a log. That's not a quality recruit. And obviously, you're going to have some people like that. You're going to have your kidnappers. But you're going to find that diamond in the rough that you're going to be able to coach, and you're going to bring them up to be a leader like yourself. And the last thing I want to say before I get into engaging your team is you've got to follow up. The fortune is always in the follow-up. You have to track who you talk to. It's not enough to tell somebody about the opportunity and say, here's my catalog, it's got my name on the back, give me a call. Get their name and number, write it down in your book. Make sure you block some time in your day to follow up with your leads. A lot of you have your lead book. My lead book is just in my planner, and I just write down names, and every month I'll follow up with whoever it is that's in that month that I want to follow up with. So you need to have a tracking mechanism. And you need to make sure that you share all this opportunity call information. So Tanya leads opportunity calls, corporate does opportunity calls. A lot of your leaders may do opportunity calls. If you have somebody that's thinking about it, use those Plunder resources. There's a reason why they're out there. Amy and Callie made a great new stylist packet and a packet of information for a potential stylist, and that's out there for you guys to use. So take advantage of that. We have very talented people who are stylists, and we have very talented people at corporate that what they do is try to make our job easier as stylists. So make sure you utilize those resources. It's so important to share what we have to give people a lot of information. Now quickly, because I just have a couple of minutes to try to stay in my time limit, let me tell you a little bit about retaining and engaging your team. So once you've done all this and you've got one person, you only have to have one person to have a team, and you're a leader, guys. You are leading that person to follow in your footsteps to do exactly what you're doing, going out and recruiting, having parties, and all of that, and be successful. So you want to create a team page. Now, this is up to you, but you need to start thinking, because if you are building a team, eventually, if you keep doing these steps to be successful, having parties, building your team members, you're going to end up becoming a leader. That's just inevitable. You can see that with the 2x2 Moxie plan that Hillary's laid out for us. You are on the path to leadership. And what leadership means is you sponsor one girl, you have a responsibility to lead her in the way that she should go. Okay, so create you a team name and create you a Facebook page for your team. If nothing else, have it to share information with each other. When you see a bundle deal post, post it on your team page. Your girls may follow you, but they may not follow the Plunder Designs Peeps pages closely. They're going to see it. Share information with each other. You've got to interact. The whole thing that Plunder revolves around is relationships, guys. You've got to interact with each other. These people are there to help you, and you're there to help them. I can tell you, I learn from my team members every day. They have great ideas. You know, a leader can't do everything by themselves. We have quality people on our team who teach us just like we teach y'all. This page helps you keep your team engaged. You want to keep your team motivated. That's where the Happy Mail comes in. And you want to make sure that you're rewarding your team for good behavior, for them being positive, for them, you know, getting out there and booking parties, for getting out there and sharing the Plunder love. You want to reward them because, I mean, we all love praise, don't we? We all love being told we're doing a good job. It's so important for you to interact with each other and encourage each other. You want to continue to build those relationships with your girls. These girls on your team and these girls in Plunder are going to become some of your best friends, okay? I can tell you that. I have had a lot of trouble keeping friends, but since I started Plunder, I've got so many girls that I consider some of my closest friends. On your page, you're going to share pictures. You're going to share ideas. You know, 10 heads together thinking of ways to make a sale is better than one, right? So get your team engaged. Share those atlas pictures. Give people ideas. You know, you see things floating around all the time. You know, I would have never thought to do the mini atlases with your cat or your puppy's picture on it, or their information to put on a little tag on their collar. That is the cutest idea. I would have never thought of that, but somebody on my team did. So use that and use it to your advantage. Y'all are there to help each other. That's the main thing about Plunder, is that's the teamwork. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is that you should choose happy all the time, not just today, not just when things are going good. You choose happy all the time. So I'm sorry I talked and talked and talked. I couldn't really read your comments. I'll go back and read them after I end. I did want to say, all of you who are watching, there is a corporate prize. Corporate Stephanie and Hillary said that they're giving away 3 of these beautiful Ogio bags. If you were with Plunder a couple of months ago, we had these as an incentive. These are great laptop bags. They're fantastic. This is one of my favorites. It's got the padded inside for you to put your laptop. So they're going to be choosing 3 people that watched this live video, and they're going to be sending these in the mail. So y'all give a shout out to our corporate office for being so generous. And of course, I finish up, and here comes my child in. So I'm going to get out of here and say bye, but I love y'all, and I love what Plunder has done, and I appreciate you so much.